Hello everybody, I'm Gary the Motham and welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a little bit different than usual. It's kind of an in-between video between my actual proper videos. This video is going to be completely unscripted. So I'm just going to be talking and I'm going to be redesigning those leaked beta Pokemon. If you didn't know, a few days ago a massive leak revealed a bunch of beta Pokemon that were scrapped from Generation 3. If you haven't seen part 1, go check that out. I'm doing this video because you guys really seem to enjoy the beta Pokemon, and so did I actually. It was a lot of fun drawing these old forgotten Pokemon and giving them actual life and, you know, art. However, last time I basically just took their already existing designs and kept them very similar to how they already were. I wanted to change that up this time. I'm gonna be taking their, well, what I assume to be their concepts, and I'm going to be changing them a little. One more thing before we get started though. After I released the last video, a bunch of concept art for Generation 6 got revealed, and it looks absolutely awesome. I'm gonna be reacting to that, but I'm not gonna be redrawing any of those Pokemon because I feel like they're too finished, quote-unquote, for me to be drawing them. Anywho, let's get started with our first Pokemon, shall we? In the last video, I said I would be redrawing this Magnet Crab Pokemon. Though, I was saying that while I was reacting to them, and I had no clue which I was going to redesign, and I never got to that, sadly. So, I'm gonna be doing it now. I'm going to be paying attention as to the fact that these Pokemon got scrapped in the first place. Because they probably got scrapped for a reason. In fact, during the leaks, we had a whole bunch of developer criticism on some of these Pokemon, not all of them, that showed why they got scrapped or changed or whatever. Ironically though, none of the Pokemon I decided to redesign this video had such criticism by the developers, so I'm gonna have to think about that myself. And for the Crab Magnet, it's 100% because it just looks too much like Krabby already. So I decided to change that. I gave it a more rectangular, boxy looking body to resemble an engine. I'm going to be taking a lot more concepts from scrap metal for this design, as it's going to be a steel type, and I thought if it's going to be a magnet crab, it's probably gonna attract a lot of steel objects. And these steel objects can be kind of its shell, you know? I also turned its smaller claw into a wrench instead of a magnet, as I thought this added asymmetry was very good for the design and helped stand out a lot from other crab Pokemon. When coloring this design, I first gave it a more silver-like color to resemble the metal and stuff. But I thought it was a little too different from the original beta design, so I made it more red-like. Now it also looks a lot more rusty and scrap-like, the metal, which I think fits very well. I also kept its metal steel-like mittens to resemble those Chinese mitten crabs. I don't know what they're called, iron fibers or something, right? This is Scrabgrab, from Scrap, Crab, and Grab.
Scrabgrab, the scrap Pokemon. It's an electric steel type. Scrabgrab resides in junkyards, where their natural magnetic pull attracts them a sturdy steel armor. Their shell is inseparable from their body. Scrabgrab and Magnemite often fight over territory. These fights usually end up with them getting stuck to each other, however. It has the abilities Magnet Pull, Anger Shell, and Shell, and the hidden ability Shell Armor.
I honestly think this is a very creative spin on the original design. Much more interesting than a just a crab that it originally was. Anywho, I think it's a very fun design, and I already liked the original beta design, but this is just such an improvement to me. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Scrabgrab. And also please tell me if you like the name, I thought it was very genius. Our next Pokemon is going to be the Rubber Chicken Pokemon. Well, last episode I thought it was a Rubber Chicken Pokemon, but Alicia Huang, someone from my comments, corrected me by saying that it's actually supposed to be a Pinwin bowling pin Pokemon, which makes a lot of sense, especially seeing as Spheal is a leopard seal bowling ball Pokemon, and I just love this relationship. Spheal is already one of my favorite Pokemon, so the idea of it rolling into like a bunch of bowling penguins to hunt them is just it's just absolutely hilarious. So I really wanted to make this one. However, I'm gonna make it less chicken-like and more penguin-like, as I really want to drive home the idea of this relationship between Spheal and the penguin. That's why I gave it more penguin-like patterns, and instead of doing the single red crest on its head, I made 2 yellow crests, like those haired penguins, the one with the huge eyebrows.
Nice throw!
This is Pinwin, from Pin, Win, and Penguin.
Pinwin, the pin Pokemon. An ice type. Pinwin huddle up together in rookeries of 10 to protect from hunting Spheal. The Spheal just roll into them, however, and knock them over for fun. On land, their movements are awkward and clumsy, but in the water, their unique body shape makes them graceful swimmers. It has the abilities Snow Warning and hidden ability Swift Swim, as well as a brand new ability called Strikeout. When Pinwin is knocked out, the next Pokemon you send in will receive an Omni Boost, and all its stats get raised by 1.
I think this is a really cute concept. I think it's such a shame that they cut this Pokemon from the decks. I absolutely get why they did it, as while I love the concept, I think they didn't really execute it that well, because it looked more like a chicken and less like a penguin. I had no clue it was a bowling pin. I mean, I had a few... Like, I thought about it for a second, that maybe it was a bowling pin, but I couldn't think about anything else than the rubber chicken, man. I'm so sorry. Okay, so for this intermission, I decided I'd check out those beta Pokemon that got leaked from Gen 6. And can I just say, they looked awesome. I've already seen them, I've already had a good look at them, but they look amazing. It's such a shame these got scrapped. I'm gonna go over them just real quickly. I'm not drawing any of them, as I said already. But this fish, I have no idea what this guy is supposed to be. But I think it's that one shark with a really weird fin, right? Nothing too special though, not that crazy. But this one, a lot of people are saying it's such a shame these Pokemon got scrapped. And I do agree, it's a shame because they look amazing. But I also get why. Because the first stage looks great. The first stage looks super much like a Pokemon. I love it. But the second stage looks a bit too cool to be a Pokemon, you know? Usually when you try to draw a Pokemon, you want to strike a balance between cool and still kind of cute or goofy or stupid looking, you know? And this guy, I like this guy. It's a bit weird, sure, it's a weird Pokemon, but like, this is just a pretty cool chameleon Pokemon. It's not that cool looking, you know? It's not too cool for a Pokemon. And then this guy, These three are clearly just early designs for Floette, Flabebe, and Florges. And I do like these designs, but I think I prefer what we got in the actual games. Though they are very, very cool looking. I wouldn't have mind if they looked like this. And then this flamingo. Okay. Can I just say, I think this flamingo Pokemon was supposed to be the original evolution to Spritzy instead of Aromatisse. Out of all of these Pokemon, this is the one I'm sad they scrapped the most, because I know there's a few Aromatisse lovers in my comment section, but I'm not one of them. I don't like Aromatisse that much. It's a flamingo with high heels. How can you go wrong with that? And then this guy. Oh, this one looks so cool. Again, maybe a bit too cool for Pokemon. Because, like, I know it looks a lot like Golisopod, maybe. And Golisopod might also look too cool for Pokemon, but it does have those sunglass-looking eyes. But yeah, I get why they scrapped these. As much as I love these Pokemon, I get why. But this guy. I get why they scrapped all the other Pokemon except for the Flamingo. But these two... Look at them! They're just Pindas! They're just adorable, cute little Pindas. Look at this guy. It's so stupid and cute and small. It's such a shame this one got cut. And then this one. I know what I just said about the flamingo, but it's a Pinda plant dinosaur. Look at it. I love that. I just love that. I find it such a shame this got scrapped, because it could have been one of my favorite Pokemon from this generation. And then here's a bunch of scrapped Mega Evolutions. Gonna be honest, I don't really like these, because these Venusaur ones don't look that great to me, honestly. I do like the beard ID, and some of the bulbs look way cooler than the one we got from the Mega, but all in all, I don't like the bodies and the looks they have. However, like Mega Blastoise here, these early designs for Mega Blastoise, those are pretty cool. Like this one, I do wish they kept this one. Like, I do wish this was the real Mega Blastoise. But again, with the Charizard Y forms, first off, why did you need two Mega Evolutions? But also, no, I prefer the real ones we got. These are cool. These are definitely cool. But I don't like them myself. Not a personal fan of them. When I started making this video, I thought I'd only been doing 3 beta Pokemon today. And, well, I did do only 3 beta Pokemon today. But I also drew 4 Pokemon. Well, while making Pinwin, I just got up with the most brilliant idea ever. I came up with the idea of giving it an evolution called Kinpin and basing it more of an Emperor Penguin. So it's gonna be called Kinpin. That's the only reason I'm making this Pokemon, honestly. I just couldn't defeat the temptation. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be making it larger and more top heavy, so that it does look more opposing, but it can be more easily pushed down than Pinwin. I also made it resemble an Emperor Penguin more, with the larger beak, a larger body, and the patterns on its body, as well as a lot more yellow to the design. Originally, I decided to evolve the yellow eyebrows that Pinwin had into a big crown, but then I got the idea that it would look kind of funnier with a laurel wreath. You know, the crown that Julius Caesar tends to wear. it also makes a lot of sense because it's not a king, it's an emperor. Take a bow for the royal himself, Kinpin.
Kinpin, the Kinpin Pokemon. An ice type. Kinpin often settle themselves in the middle of a rookery. Its larger size and bulkier body seems stronger, but the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Kinpin waddle around slowly and clumsily. They prefer moving around by belly sliding and swimming, as that's much faster and easier. It has the abilities Snow Warning, Strike Out, and hidden abilities Swift Swim.
I'm very sorry for coming up with this stupid idea, but I just had to make this design. Kinpin is an amazing name. It's a dumb name. Can you tell that I like dumb Pokemon? Okay, so the final Pokemon I drew was a weird one. Last time I said something about this Pokemon here, and I called it a celery Pokemon. Though I meant a leek Pokemon, not a celery. But looking at it, I don't think it's a leek Pokemon either. I just genuinely have no idea what it's based on. But because I couldn't find anything official on this thing's concept, I decided to just go with what I first thought and make a leek Pokemon. A leek dinosaur even. That's just a fun, cool, dumb idea. And I'm on board with it. I wanted to make it even more leek-like than it already looks. Originally I was planning to make the body white and then transition that from green to the head, but I thought no. The head is gonna be white and the tail is gonna be green. Its design is gonna be made of multiple leaves of its body. If you've ever seen a leek before, it's made of many layers, and this design is gonna be the same. Many layers to this Pokemon. So I also kind of based it on white onions. Cue the Shrek joke. When coloring this Pokemon, I decided to make it transition from white to green just like a real leek, and it just looks so slick. I love the way I colored this Pokemon. For some reason, this Pokemon is just pretty cool looking. And I also like the vibes it has, you know? What's up, dog? It's Preisiosaur. From pre, which is the Dutch word for leek. As in the vegetable leek, not in a leek. And Plesiosaur, because I thought it resembled a Plesiosaur. Again, I have no clue what this Pokemon even is.
Preisiosaur, the leek Pokemon. A grass type. These Pokemon bury themselves below ground during winter. Only their leafy tail sticks out to gain nutrition from the occasional sunshine. Preisiosaurs shed their leaves every 4 to 5 months. You can make mighty fine stew with these leaves. They're a common sight in crop fields. It has the ability Harvest and Chlorophyll, as well as the hidden ability Cultivate,
which is an ability I gave to my grass starters from the Humblo region. Speaking of the Humblo region, I'm tempted to add this guy to my region. What do you guys think? I did some research on plesiosaurs, and apparently a Dutch scientist used like some of the first plesiosaur remains ever to prove the fact that England was once connected to also something else. Like another fun connection to this is have you seen English leagues before? Those things are massive. I think it could fit, but I'm not so sure. Let me know what you guys think. I know maybe it's a bit too close to the original beta design to add to my decks. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Should I add Preisiosaur to my Pokemon Humblo region decks? There we go, everybody. Thank you all for watching this video. It's gonna be it's been a pretty busy few weeks for me, honestly. College has really started to ramp up, and I have had a lot of internship. It's really starting now, so I'm very busy with that. And then those Terra leaks came out, and there's just so much on that. It's insane. That my 500. I was planning to release my 500 subscriber video last week. I don't want to spoil too much, but I've made a lot of Pokemon for that. It's gonna be a pretty big video. But damn, that Terra leak happened. And then I had a bunch of internship. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be releasing this week. Okay? This Thursday, I wanna say. Maybe Wednesday, but I'm aiming for Thursday. Thank you all for watching. Have another wonderful day. I've been Gary the Motham. Gotta catch me later.